base on this particular comment from Amir. Guys, although you're talking about zooming out, please talk on this, that what about Ampadu being molded into play a midfield role as a Georgie backup? Look, Amir, I see where you're coming. You've got hopes for Ampadu. I like that. We as a fan base definitely have hopes for Ampadu. But this is what I want to say about Ampadu. And I want to see what you guys have to say as well, live chat. We've sent Ampadu on a loan to Leipzig. It didn't work out. Now, whether you can sit here and say, oh, he never got any game time, and, look at the game that he had against Spurs. He was so fantastic in a back three, so on and so forth. Look, the bottom line is it didn't work out. Whatever the case was, whether Nagelsmann didn't want to use him or whatnot, it didn't work out. Then we sent him to Sheffield United. And once again, I don't think it really worked out for him. They got relegated, of course, but he did get game time as an LCB, as a left centre back position. They did play with the back three, and he used to play as an LCB. And it didn't always work out. There were some games where he was very, very good, and there were some games where he wasn't that good, and there were some games where Sheffield United were just abysmal altogether as a group. So you could possibly say that's another one where I don't think he had an outrageous loan season. So when you have all of that, I can see Shubhajyoti Roy saying, to be honest, he was good for Sheffield. Yeah, look, that's your opinion, Shubhajyoti, but there's a lot of people and myself will probably say that he didn't set the world apart. He didn't make it seem like that he deserves a spot at Chelsea off the back of that loan season at Sheffield. By no means. You look at someone like Margihi, who absolutely set the world apart at Swansea. You need that level of a loan sort of situation in order to force yourself into Chelsea. So my thoughts about the whole Ampadu situation is that you've had 2 seasons where I don't think you've been at your best. So how can I now reward you to now get that Jorginho backup position? How can I reward you to be that? I need you to go out there and do something first substantial before I can start giving you. There's so many other players. We're even talking about Chalobah being that 4th option. There's still Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and there's still so many players. But yeah, Ryan, what do you got to say about this one?
I think ever since he came into this Chelsea team under Conte, I've been a huge fan of Ampadu. I always wanted to see this guy at Chelsea, make it at Chelsea. I think that as a ball player, even defensively, as a CDM, he has such tenacity and intensity. He's a beast defending as a CDM. I think as a pure centre back, he lacks that discipline. But in a back three, left or wide centre back, I think he would kill it there. And also as part of a pivot, I think he would really kill it there. And another thing, his ball playing ability is top class.
It's good, yeah.
And not only that, but in the midfield positions, this guy knows football, man. He guides everybody. He tells everybody where they need to be. He is always in the right position when he plays in midfield. He's very good going forward. He's brave. He finds those passes between the lines. He spreads play apart. And this is a guy that I want him to stay at Chelsea. I know we say that how it didn't work out for him, this and that. I think he's a victim of being too good, to be honest. He's a victim of being too good. At a young age, when he was 18 or 19, he was too good to go to another team, but he wasn't. He's in that middle period where he was too good to sit on the bench, but he was too good also to let him go at that time when he was at Chelsea, when he was 18 or 19. And I think that I really wish a manager could. It's all personal taste. Tuchel probably see him or didn't know about him or this and that, but I really wish there was a manager who can watch Ampadu and say, like, that is my Jorginho. That is the guy that I'm going to build my football team around of, because I think that he has a potential to be something special. And people want to kill me, but I rate this guy up there even higher I want to say higher, but I rate this guy up there with Billy Gilmore in terms of talent. I
Hmm.
genuinely do. He is the perfect regista for us. Not regista because everybody thinks about Jorginho, but the
Why do
perfect.
you think? Why do you think other managers hasn't used him in that sense? Then, like he's gone to Leipzig, he's gone to Sheffield United, or do you think those destinations probably weren't the right ones for him?
I think that when we look at Leipzig, it's difficult. He was what 19 years old, and he went into a machine of a team. That's the time they come second, and they progress in the Champions League far on. It's
Yeah,
difficult to have him start there, no matter what player you are, whether you're Mason Mount or who would have been. It would have been difficult to get into that team consistently. When he did
yeah.
go into that team, he played very good. Um, Second thing is with Sheffield, that was a team getting relegated, and he still stood out. As we said, left centre back is different. You will often roam into a wide midfield region where you can play passes from there. That's why I thought it was odd that when Ampadu was using that friendly, he was a central defender.
Yeah, he
I was,
was. Yeah.
and I was like, I hated him there because you could see that he didn't read the game well there. He went wide too much, leaving
Mm,
space in the middle in the box. I didn't like him there at all. I like him as a
mm,
wide mid. He's like that kind of player that he can play any wide position in the back three and in the midfield. I think
mm.
that players like that only helps you tactically, and I would really love to see him get some time. But then again, at Chelsea,
You're
you
just not
don't
gonna
get
get
that
him,
time.
man. You're not
But I
gonna
mean,
get
we
that.
don't have a left center back though. If
Yeah, a
Rudiger,
backup left centre back. We don't have that. We really don't.
I wouldn't want to see Zuma there. Um, I
Mm.
wouldn't want to see Christensen there because I think he's better on the right.
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't want to see Thiago Silva there because I wouldn't want Thiago Silva to take that risk to get into midfield and then have to track back at 8 years old.
Yeah.
So we need to think we don't even have a left centre back. We have all these centre backs, we don't have a left centre back. Chaloba, we see that he's uh more on the right side.
Mm.
So we need to think about that also. I'm glad that he's here, but I know I'm probably jinxing it. And the next week you'll see Fabrizio saying he's going on loan somewhere. But I just hope this guy makes it, man, because I think he's special. I haven't seen a quality player like that in a long time, in a youth player.
Look, I personally think he's going to go on loan. His stocks at the moment are not as high. Yeah, the talent is there. Every one of these Chelsea sort of young players, the talent is there. There's no doubt. But at the moment, I'll find it very, very difficult to see how Ampadu will get that opportunity when literally they're so stacked in the back as well. And even in midfield, yeah, I know we're looking for one, and him being as a backup, I just don't know. Maybe, possibly, Omer might be onto something. Maybe he could be a backup if we don't end up getting any midfielders. But then again, we've thrown the name of Chalaba, so we'll see what
Honestly,
happens. We'll see
Miz,
what happens.
I love Chalobah to death. Actually, I wouldn't even say that because I don't know him for that long. And here just joining the bandwagon and saying I love him to death. But listen, I just love Ampadu, man. I'm sorry. You know how you love Ziyech?
Yeah.
I just see a
Wow,
potential in
that
that
deep,
guy,
huh?
man.
My Ziyech love is your Ampadu love.
I know, maybe not that deep. Maybe not that deep. But yeah, I just love I haven't seen a player with that qualities. Not quality as in how good he is, but I haven't
Mm.
seen a player with untapped potential with the qualities he has. He has the technical ability and the tenacity to play in that midfield position or wide centre back position. And I just hope we don't waste. I hope he doesn't get into that routine where he is age 23 and he doesn't have that loan where you know what you said that
Yeah,
like he didn't make headlines. I don't want him to
yeah,
reach
man.
23 and he's just that player who was a big potential. Now he's average. I just want him to have that star season, man.
I would hate that as well, man. And this is why I feel like one more loan. Let's send him one more loan where it's the right kind of team who's gonna play him. Whether it's in a back three as a LCB or RCB. I think more LCB because he's left-footed. Ampadu is left-footed, right? I'm pretty sure Ampadu is left-footed. Yeah.
He's so good, bro. I don't even know. I'm telling you, this guy is
I think he
class.
can play with both feet, anyways.
I love that guy, man.
Live
Sorry.
chat, let us know whether Ampadu is both. What do you call it when they're both feet, like ambidextrous? Is that more to do with the hands? But anyway, live chat, let us know whether he can play with both his feet or he's left-sided. This comment here from Ralph Lauren is very nice. Tomori was a perfect LCB.